رمضان رمضان شهر القرآن هدى لنا.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Ramadan Talks, where we're talking about topics relevant inside and outside Ramadan. At this point, you may have people who finish the Quran, Khatmul Qur'an. Dr. Slimi, what's the merit of that?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Technically, there is no specific text that say you must finish the Quran in a certain period. Clearly, the Quran says, فَقْرَأُوا مَا تَيَسَّرَ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ. However, there are many rewards, and based on the tradition of the Prophet ﷺ and the companions, they would finish the Quran. But the Prophet ﷺ said that you can't finish it in 3 days, or some people try to finish as many khatmas or as many, rounds of reciting the whole Quran. No, you read what you can. And the best qira'ah, the best reading of the Quran is the one with tadabbur, trying to understand. It is better to read one page and understand it than read one part and don't even, understand it. So the key here is that the Quran is meant to be understood, as we said before, implemented and shared. It's a manual. It's a book of guidance. So the Quran is not some hymn or something that we read or a song. Just at some religions have this chanting. No, the Quran is meant to be lived individually by every person. The Quran is not a book for just scholars or imams or alims or qaris. No, it is the book of everyone, and everyone has the right to read it and live it and have their own experience of it. Well, the Prophet ﷺ did guide us and show us that the effort, remember the effort is important. He said, الذي يقرأ القرآن ويتتعتع فيه وهو عليه شاق له أجران. The one who reads the Quran with difficulty, يتتعتع is having difficulty even reading Bismillah. Some people struggle because they didn't either put the effort when they were young or they're new to it. He said they are rewarded twice. They have double reward. Why? Because of the difficulty they go through. When you're older, it's more difficult than when you're younger. Children like sponge, they learn quickly. Older people, as we get older, we retain less. So he said له أجر والذي يقرأ القرآن وهو ماهر به مع السفرة الكرام البررة. As for the one who reads it and reads it beautifully and perfectly is with the angels, because the angels read it in a perfect way. So we say, do what you can, but don't say, I will do it when I can, as in when I have some leftover time. If you value the Quran, especially in the month of the Quran, Ramadan, then give the best of your time to the Quran. Morning, before you go to work, read a page, two, a part. It would be great if you could finish the Quran, all of it. If not, a half part, and then dedicate the last 10 days. If you don't do atikaf, read, as much as you can. And try to read the meaning of those verses if you don't know the Arabic language. And inshallah, Allah will accept from you.
Solid advice. So the Quran is not leftover time, just spare time. Make it a priority as much as possible for our viewers, for the Muslims.
And the Quran, as the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says, Ahlul Quran, Ahlullahi wa khassatuh. The Quran, the people who stick to the Quran, read the Quran, they are the people of Allah. It's like Ahlullah, it's like the people of Allah. وخاصته, and his special, entourage around him. So in other words, that the more you read of the Quran, the closer you get to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even better when you apply it and live it. And the Prophet ﷺ says, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَرْفَعُ بِهَذَا الْقُرْآنِ أَقْوَامًا وَيَضَعُ بِهِ آخَرِينَ. With this Quran, Allah will elevate you, and with this Quran, Allah will bring people down. The people who are, doing anything but what's in the Quran. The other thing, يقال لصاحب القرآن يوم القيامة اقرأ وارتقي. The person who reads the Quran will be told on the day of judgment when they enter to Jannah, read and you will go up. فإن منزلتك عند آخر آية تقرأها. Your place, will be at the end of your recitation. So the Quran is somehow the elevator of Jannah, and it uplifts us in this life. It opens our eyes. It bridges us with the realm of the spiritual world, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with the angels. When we read the Quran, the angels come. Remember when we spoke about the angels, there are specific angels who look for halaq al-dhikr, of halaqas of dhikr and Quran. And the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, "Majtama'a qawmun fi bayti min buyutillah yatluna kitab Allah." Whenever a group of people come together just to read the Quran, وَيَتَدَارَسُونَهُ فِيمَا بَيْنَهُم, try to understand it, إلا وحفتهم الملائكة, the angels surround them. ونزلت عليهم السكينة, and this tranquility covers them. وغشيتهم الرحمة, and the divine mercy, englobes them and covers them. وذكرهم الله في من عنده, and Allah mentions them to whom He has, subhanahu wa ta'ala.
MashaAllah, the Quran is the elevator to Jannah. What a way to put it. Jazakallah khairan, Dr. Slimi. This is motivation for us. I don't know about you. I can talk about myself. I can say, SubhanAllah, when the closer you get to the Quran, the more benefits and things arise. So don't despair. If there's any moments that you feel like, I didn't complete it, I feel like this is a jump start. Ramadan is a jump start. Jazakallah khairan, Dr. Slimi. Truly, truly appreciate that. Thank you so much for tuning in. These are the final 10 nights. Take every moment you can, inshallah khair. Hit the subscribe button and leave a comment. And until next time, assalamu alaikum.